Sometimes, as a project manager, we are so much focused on the operational work of our projects that we rarely see the bigger picture. So, usually, what project managers do, they make sure that the deliverables are delivered on time and their projects are on track in terms of schedule and cost and all of those other indicators. But it is really beneficial to sometimes step back and see the bigger picture. How does the project do in overall organization? And what are some of the outer indicators that needs to be measured in order to see what lessons could be learned from them. In this specific example, you will learn the correlation analysis. But the story behind that is a little bit bigger. So as you can see in here, I have a scatter chart with a trend line. So basically, if I put this a little bit up here, you have the experience on the x-axis and also the project health on the y-axis. So basically the experience is the project manager's experience. What this chart tells us is that as the experience of the project manager increases, it is strongly correlated with their project's health in terms of delivering the project on time and within the assigned budget and also conforming to the quality metrics of the project. In order to give you an overview of this, that how it is actually done, what we can do is let's see the overview of the projects here. So we have the project names and also the project status, behind schedule, on track, and ahead of schedule. And then we have specific people assigned to each of these projects. And then in terms of the experience, each of our project managers have several years of experience. Barbara has 2 years of experience in project management. And if we see Adam here, he has worked on projects for 12 years. And then we do the correlation analysis. So how does the story works here? So in this video, you will learn how to replicate exact same thing if you're measuring your overall project's health against experience or any other indicators in your organization. Let's get started and let me show you the step-by-step process of doing the correlation analysis in Microsoft Excel. So here I have my project manager names, and the first thing is to give a scoring to their project's health. So in here I have all the projects here. So first let's calculate the status score. So as you can see in here, I have copied the exact details from my projects here. So I'll use an if function, write down equal sign if this value equals to behind schedule, then this should be rated as 1. If the value is the same value, if it is on track, then it should be scored as 2. Make sure in this case to write down exactly the same things here. So in case if you misspell something, Excel would not recognize the value there. So for on track, we have a scoring of 2. And then for the last one, which is ahead of schedule, if this value, if this equals to ahead of schedule, then it should be rated as 3. Then write down 3, close parenthesis, 3 times and press enter. And now we have the status scores for all our projects. Then we have the experience. So basically the experience is on this sheet. I have to do easy VLOOKUP here. So write down equal sign, VLOOKUP, open parenthesis. So experiences by name, this will be my search key. And then for the range here, I'll select this. And then on the second column, and I'll write down false for the exact match, close parenthesis, press enter. And we have the experience of all of our project managers here. For the status ranking now, for this one, we will use the rank.average function. So how does that work? Write down equal sign, rank.avg, open parenthesis. Which number do we want to rank? So among these numbers, I want to rank this one. So I'll click the number itself and then comma, I'll select the whole range here. Or the easy way is to just select this and then press F4 in order to make it absolute. So for the order, we have two things. One is descending, one is ascending. So the descending order works such way. If the number is the lowest, it will get the highest ranking, meaning that it is the last number in this specific data set. On the ascending order, it's vice versa. By default, it's good to go with the descending order. So how you can do that, just write down 0 and press enter. And then let's apply it to the rest here as well. And in here for the experience, we will do the same thing. So equal sign rank.avg, open parenthesis, rank this among the numbers in this range. Press F4, and for descending again, we'll write down 0. Just make sure, sometimes some of your indicators might be such that the higher would be the bad. So for that one, then we will go with the ascending one. Since in here the higher score shows the better, for that case we will go with descending for both of them. And press enter, and let's apply it here. Now, next step is to just plot the experience against the status. So I'll copy this, Command C, and then in here I'll paste it, and just to paste the values, select this one. And we will do the same for status. Copy this, Control V, and the next step is to paste the values here. So there you have your data ready to perform a correlation analysis on. Next is to select our range and go to Insert, and then let's select a scatter plot, the first one. So there we have it. So now the chart doesn't tell so much to us right now. What we can do is I'll remove this one, and then what we can do is click on your chart, go to add chart elements. From here, we can add a linear trend line. So there you have it. It means that as experience on x-axis increases, so does the health of your project. But again, bear in mind that correlation is not necessarily causation. There might be several other contextual factors that play a role in here. But this gives you a clear view that the more experienced project managers are delivering the projects in a better way than the less experienced. And that might not be the case. But still, based on the correlation analysis, that's what you see so far. Now, in order to see what is the correlation between these two, so a correlation above 0.5 means that it is a very strong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. From 0.3 up to 0.5, it is a strong correlation. And then from 0.1 to 0.3, it is a weak. And less than 0.1 means that there is very weak or no correlation between the two indicators. In order to calculate the correlation here, I'll write down equal sign, correlation, and then let's double click this one. Let's select our first range, comma, and then our second range and press enter. So the correlation is 0.48 or almost 0.5, which is a very strong correlation. So I hope you found the content of the video helpful. If you did so, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel for more useful tips and insights about project management, civil engineering, and also data analysis. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.